Hi everybody, it's Alex Fournier for AlexFournierArt.com and Artistic Purposes. I know it's been a little while, but let's jump right back in and do some life drawing. All right, let's get started. All right, today I'm using a compressed charcoal. Starts as a rectangle stick, and I've just been drawing with this, so it's gotten sharper over time. All right, today we're going to be working from some references that I've purchased. I'll leave a link in the description if you'd like to check these out. In this first pose, it actually makes it quite obvious, kind of the shape of the bean. Okay, it actually makes it quite obvious because you can see the rib cage, right? And we can see the hips. All right, let's just work quickly. Okay, I'm just kind of having fun with the shapes that are here. When it comes to the legs, I usually break this down into minimum of two parts, being the upper leg. You have the knee that sometimes I leave empty, and then the lower leg. So a lot of times I'll get it to here and come around with the contour. And as usual, I'm running out of room on the page. Okay, let's jump into the upper arm, shoulder, back. All right, so I'm going to start to darken some areas here. And this is just going to be kind of a quick sketch, but I'm going to start getting these turning edge shadows, which I talk about a lot. It's kind of to me, the trick of getting some three-dimensionality in the forms. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to erase out a little bit of my lines there. We have the bottom of the rib cage kind of coming around here. Using a turning edge shadow to kind of show the front of that rib cage. Okay, and then we do have the belly button is inside this area. It's kind of hiding behind a turning edge shadow here. Okay, and then what do we got here? Okay, because she's extended the leg, then the buttocks is basically like tightening up and kind of flexing, right? Because this leg is coming back, which makes that come up. Okay, and we will apply some of this. The turning edge, okay, and okay, and notice how I'm also coming around, kind of pretending this is a cylinder. This is not a line. Okay. Okay, and here, it's kind of fun. These are where the forms are intersecting. Okay, so there's going to be the shadow that comes together here. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get anywhere up here. Okay, and sometimes your first guess on the facial features is wrong, so you just erase it out. Okay, and then I'm just gonna want to show a little bit of like where the edge of some of this hair is. Because hair is fun. Okay, and okay. Okay, and for good measure, let's just add in bottom here. All right, let's try another quick reference here. And I'm going to try to go a little faster, but let's start with thinking of angles. Okay, so we've got this kind of angles coming through this pose. Okay, but we're still going to think the top of the body, like the top of the bean, like rib cage. Okay. But this is an angular pose, and so I'm gonna try to do a little shortcut. Okay, I'm just doing the belly button for geography, right? So we can see where these muscles are. Okay. Okay, notice this other leg that it's kind of a cylinder going this direction, right? This other leg it's more relaxed. Okay. Okay, in this case, I'm using what I have in the reference, right, the top of the straps here, just for geography to tell me how to space this out. Okay, so there's a shoulder muscle to make room for the armpit here. And we're going to go somewhere here, but I have to figure it out. Okay, up here. So this would mean this shoulder blade, sorry, that would mean this shoulder muscle here is going to be completely kind of smashed behind the head here. Okay, and here I'm kind of just trying to figure out the shape. Okay, and I'm trying to just draw shadows. So I've done the shadow under the lip, drawn the shadows of the eyelids, shadows of the eyebrows, and that is my shortcut for trying to show the head here. Okay, and I'm going to try to do a nestle and drag, so it's going to slide in and then drag across to get the shadows on that side of the arm. And part of what a nestle and drag does is it's telling which surface or which volume is on top of which. So if I'm dragging this way, it's saying the face is above that. Okay. Okay, hair looks pretty cool. I don't know that we can do it justice, but I'm going to try to just use negative space to kind of show the hair here. All right, so we got, let's figure out this arm a little better. Okay, so there would be some muscles in here, so even though in the picture it looks a little flat, I'm gonna make sure to imply what's there, what's gotta be there, okay? And I'm thinking maybe I made this a little too thin on this side, just because I know there's gotta be this shoulder muscle, kind of upper part of the back side of the shoulder, and let's make the hip come up higher. And actually, this is kind of a fun shape that we added in there. It's got some good force to it, some good movement. Okay. Now see these outlines and see how the outlines have a good negative space, a good movement and form. So that's something I'm trying to find as well. Is there a good silhouette, basically? Okay, this other leg I think needs to be a little bit wider, and we'll maybe do it up there. Okay. Hopefully she's not dislocating her shoulder. Okay, and I'm gonna imply some edge of the shadows on here based on the anatomy, based on the shoulder and bicep over there. Okay. I'm gonna have to reset a little bit on to give room for the breast here, because I have the chin is coming in pretty low. Okay, so belly button, got a little six-pack going. Okay, so that means I can go a little lower, like right there. Okay. Okay, and I'm kind of just implying the shape here. I don't want to get too detailed, but you'll see this trick I'm doing here is to do kind of like a turning edge type of shadow. It's like if you do a sphere, okay? If you do a sphere over here and you have this shadow, okay? So that's what I'm trying to do there, just to give it some volume. All right, one of the tricks I like to do is to use shadows to build the sense of the volume and the muscles. So what we have here is, use my eraser, okay? I'm gonna erase out a little bit here. Okay, so we have the stomach here. The belly button, how we've drawn it, is the shadow of the belly button. Okay, and then a little bit of roundness coming here. Okay, and we've got a little bit of like a turning edge on the rib cage and some muscles here. So trying to apply that. It's a little bit of the rib cage. Okay, and so we have basically, you know, light coming from here, but we have an edge light hitting that side. Okay, and that really helps build the forms. One of the reasons I like the references by this photographer is there's very good edge light to play with, and so it's kind of what I want to create anyway, even if it's not there. But because it's there, I can really do what I want with the style I like to do. Gives me a little reinforcement. All right. Okay, so we got some good shapes here. Okay, so let's break that up with some hair shape. Okay. feel like my kneaded eraser is quite dirty here. Okay, and what do we got here? I do want to imply there is a little bit of a sense that this is there's a front to this and a side to this. Okay, so the cool thing in this reference is it tells me exactly kind of how to show this turning edge, right? So you really have this rounding around the muscle. Okay, and then let's see if I can screw up the leg. No, just kidding. All right, so let's see. Okay, we've got this coming in. Okay, side of the knee. Okay, and also what I'm trying to do is, make sure I follow the kind of the lines in the reference. And the model has actually some pretty long legs, so I don't want to make them too short, don't want to make them too long. Okay, so probably let's straighten this out. Maybe more like that. Okay, and so all I'm trying to do down here is not screw it up. No, just kidding. I'm trying to get the deeper shadows that show up at that part of the leg, kind of imply that. Okay, and I'm just trying to kind of imply where the shadows would be based on anatomy. Okay, we can follow one of these through. All right, so then if we had the bottoms here, the underwear, okay, then we're trying to show it's kind of coming around the outside of the body, right, like a cylinder. Okay, and we're going to try to, I don't know if it'll work here. I don't want to get it too detailed. But what I want to do is give it a little bit of a turning edge up here that shows kind of a hip bone. Okay? So it's got some fun movement to the pose. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow in here. And maybe a little bit of a turning edge up there. Okay, and let's see. I need to get a little better on the six-pack here. Okay, so I'm trying to show that that is a little further back by emphasizing that, even though the placing was okay, but with more shadow there, now it falls back. All right, thanks for hanging out. Hope you learned something. Hope you had fun. It was certainly fun for me. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out my website, alexfournierart.com, and we'll see you next time.